Morning.
Couple for me first. Pearson, obviously, if there's an update, and then Nuge wasn't on the ice. Anything going on there?
Pearson has a shoulder injury that he's missed probably a week to 10 days is what they're thinking, but he was getting some more tests done this morning, but not real serious, but enough that's going to keep him off for a little bit of time. And Nuge had a sore leg coming out of the game last night, and we just kept him off precautionary. He wasn't scheduled to play tomorrow night anyway, so keep him off the ice. Just I don't want anything getting worse on him.
So Pearson will miss a little bit of time. Bouchard was assigned yesterday. Ethan Bear, I mean, he's made no secrets. He's here to make the team. He feels he's ready to go. Where do you see him? Is he ready to play in the NHL?
I skated up to him this morning. I said, knock, knock. Opportunity waits, right? So it's up to him. He'll get in there. He'll play the next two games. Hopefully he plays well.
Where do you think his game is at?
I think his game is good. He's one of the guys, I've talked with some people, he's one of the guys that has surprised me coming into camp. He's in great shape. He's the little details of the game he's really trying to dig into and be strong at. And he skates well, he moves the puck well, so it's a good opportunity. He's played well in the games he's played, other than there was that one game where there wasn't much going on with the group, but the other games he's played well, so he'll get an opportunity tomorrow night.
Are you still looking for a left winger with Nuge and Neal? And if so, where does Nygaard fit into this?
Nygaard's going to get, like last night we talked about, we wanted to put our veterans in, and then tomorrow with Nuge out, there's a chance we're going to play Draisaitl at center tomorrow. So what I want to see Nygaard, I want to see Yurko, I want the big Russian, some guys in there that are playing with good players, and to see what they can do, right? So we got to ultimately, it's coming down to decisions on those guys. So big opportunity for some of those players tomorrow.
And what has Nygaard shown you, or what do you want more of?
You know, the one thing Nygaard showed is he's got better each game he's played, and I think he's adjusting to the size of the ice. The last game he played with Draisaitl, he actually played real well, had some good scoring chances. I think they might have credited that goal to him after, but he had 3 or 4 good scoring chances. But he brings some tempo, speed to the game that, you look at the game last night, there was times when I thought we played too slow, so hopefully he brings some of that pace to our game.
Dave, a bit of a big picture question here. Right from the top on down, new GM, yourself, your coaching staff, tough to put together a roster in preseason at the best of times. Talk about the process for you and everybody coming in on square one, and are you confident with 2 games to go that you're where you want to be at this point?
Yeah, there's, coming in, there's 2 sides to it. You get to know people well. You get to, I obviously watched a lot of the players, see how they play, but then there's a part of it you have to get to know them through your own eyes too. And it's easy to put names on chalkboards or whiteboards in the summer and say this is going to work, but as you go through exhibition, you start to get a feel for players. You get a feel for how they fit in the lineup. You get a feel for their energy they bring on the bench, their attributes they bring to the game, who might work with each other, because like I say, it's easy in the summer just to write them on a board and, oh, this looks good, this is going to be great. And then they get on there and they're not great. So then what do you do, right? So that's what training camp's all about. That's why last night's game was important for us, because we wanted to, I thought it was important to give the veterans, put them in their spots, let them do their thing, lets us get an evaluation. Now we have some young players that are really going to push those guys, that some of those guys in that lineup, and we'll see if they can push them out, or the veterans, we get the balance there. So it's the evaluation process goes every day, and as we get into the games here, it's going to get deeper and deeper. And veteran players, the 2 sides when you look at it, you come in, veteran players, especially players that have played in the NHL before, they know what you want in structure, they know what's going on, right? And players, say we've got the 3 players from Europe coming over, 4 players from Europe, they listen, they're attentive in the meetings, but they don't have a full grasp of that yet. So how are they going to adapt through camp, and can you get them to the first game where you feel comfortable enough that they're in tune with what you want to do, or do you go with a veteran guy that says, okay, he knows what he has to do, he knows the structure, how you want to play, he knows going into a game the expectations. So those are the things you got to find out. Ultimately, young players or an experienced player might push his way in because of the dynamic he brings.
So you've probably went through this even as a player, but as you get to this point, like a guy like Bear and Nygaard, they go through the whole camp and they learn, and now there's this big moment of opportunity, right? They're going to drop a puck tomorrow, and you're going to watch how these guys perform, with the knock-knock thing.
Yeah.
What do you learn as a coach? Is there something you look for?
Well, there's lots. I went through that as experience. It's amazing. You get guys like that every day in practice. You second guess or you overthink how the lines are mixed or who's with who. And right from the first day of training camp, you always looking what team you're on, what line you're on, what opportunity you're going to get. So ultimately, it comes down to when they get on the ice, they got to play to their strengths. If they do that, give themselves the best chance to be successful. It's the coach's job to put them in situations where they can be successful by how they play, but take advantage of the opportunity, and that's where we're looking. I have no problem playing young players. I played a ton of young players in Arizona if they deserve the opportunity, and that's what we're looking for, people that are good enough to make us a better team.
Tip, one more for me. It's kind of it sounds like Captain Obvious, but you can make all the changes you want to make. You can add depth on the wings. You can bring in players. You can tweak the defense. If the doctors come to you and say, Connor's not ready till December, it's a totally different start to the year and a lot of really hard work and plans of how you're going to make it work. That's a big hit. He's not a complimentary player, obviously. Just the difference having him back, having the guys know he's back, and that he's going to start the year.
Well, it's a big difference. I had full confidence in talking to, since I took the job, that he was going to be ready for the start, so I really didn't plan for the December thing. But in that case, I mean, you're going to have injuries to players. It's still, there's never an excuse for not winning, I don't think. You can be down some players. You might have to adjust your game plan a little bit. You might have to play a little tighter, whatever it may be. But I think the players are all excited to have him back. I think last night Leon was really excited to have him back. Every time he saw him, he tried to pass him the puck, right? So they're happy to have him back. I mean, obviously everybody's happy. He's an elite player. But now it's about getting our whole group together, not just Connor, on our team. Yeah, I talked to him early this morning, and he's good. Yeah, he's good.
Dave, on a lighter note, there were two clear candidates for highlight of the day. You had the Mikko Koskinen diving save behind his back, the Sam Gagner dangle. There's some disagreement in the room as to which one should be the highlight of the day. The coach gets the final vote, which...
I'll go with the goalie. The goalie was a heck of a save, right? Especially when you got a competition where you're trying to win the competition. And goalie takes it away.
People have seen that move from Gagner too.
I've seen gags dangle before. It's nothing new, right?
Deal.
I like to see Koskinen making big saves.
A couple of things. Bertishov, what do you have to see another game from him? Need more scoring, perhaps in your bottom six too. That if he's on the team, at least I can put an offensive guy.
So you look at a player like that, and it's where he fits on the lineup. He's obviously got to be a power play guy. He's not a penalty kill guy. So you look at how many power play, how many penalty kill guys, how much skill you have. He's a player that, like, when we talk about getting up to speed on the structure of how we play, is a big factor for him. He's I've got to say, he's been a pleasant surprise. Like, he's a smart guy. He's trying to pick up on things. He's in practices, he's worked very hard, which is good. And so we'll see. There's a good chance he'll play the next two games, and we'll just see where he gets to. But big, strong guy. When he gets a chance to shoot, he rips it. And he's got some skill. Like, you watch him along the boards and that, he's got some skill there. So we'll see where it goes the next two games.
Connor playing in Winnipeg?
Possibly. I'll talk to him about it. He was going to see how he felt after he come off the ice today.
They one of the next two?
Possibly, or we'll see if he doesn't feel like he needs them, then we won't. But we'll just take it day by day.
Granlund's hurt.
Granlund skated this morning before the group, and he won't play tomorrow. I'm hoping he can get into a game on Saturday. He's battling a bit of a groin issue, and I don't want it to get any worse. It's not bad, but I don't want it to get any worse. And so he skated today. He said he felt all right. Hopefully he'll practice tomorrow, and then chance he'll play in Calgary on Saturday.